Hello and welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation with me, your host, Owen James, the channel that brings you your team every single day. Look, Rangers came away with 3 points. I suppose that is the one and probably the only positive of yesterday's game at Ibrox. I mean, I've heard some very good words to describe yesterday's performance. I watched Club at 22 last night when I was walking the dog, and I think Scott and Ali were absolutely spot on with what they said in their criticism of Phillipe Clement, their criticism of the team, their criticism of the team selection. David Edgar as well. I watched that. David Edgar absolutely spot on in his criticism of the team, his criticism of the team selection, his criticism of the players as well. People criticize me for being negative about the team, but I think, you know what, go and listen to everyone else. They're saying exactly the same thing about this team. The key words, I think, from yesterday's performance: turgid, boring, incompetent, heartless, gutless, spineless, just genuinely awful, genuinely poor. I mean, you go to a football match and you want to be entertained. I mean, I know that's not possible every single time. And I get, coming back from Athens, let's use Clement's excuse, you come back from Athens, you travel back from Athens, it's a long way, blah, 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 blah. Okay, there could be some flatness there, but this is not the first time, guys. Is it really? Let's deal with facts here. This is not the first time this season that this has been genuinely poor, that has been genuinely awful. And I'm sorry, but I've heard some takes on today's game. Takes like we were the best team and we were lucky not to score 3 or 4 goals and we dominated the game and we were very, very good. I mean, I genuinely look at these people and I think stick to netball or stick to hockey or stick to, watching Peppa Pig or something that, you probably would be more used to watching, or more your brain might actually be able to get its head round, because you clearly don't understand football at all. That was genuinely dreadful today. And I think it was dreadful from the moment the team was revealed to, well, actually, let's be fair, apart from 10 minutes, the first 10 minutes were good. Let's give some praise where it's due. First 10 minutes, very good indeed. Then after that, 80 minutes of just turgid, dreadful football. One pace, and it was slow. Poor movement of the ball, slow on the ball. Some of the players that were out there had an absolute nightmare. I've got to say, Mohamed Diamande, I've been a massive fan of his, been trying to back him up massively. I thought he was absolutely dreadful today, and why he would take off Connor Barron and leave Mohamed Diamande on the pitch just makes absolutely zero sense whatsoever. I thought all his substitutions today made absolutely no sense whatsoever. We'll get to that. I mean, let's start at the start, shall we? I mean, well, actually, do you know what? I want to share something with you first of all, because I know some people turn off quite soon into the video, but I just want to share this quote with you from Phillipe Clement and get your view on this. This is a direct quote from Phillipe Clement. He says, "Do you see the levels of rising of the team and the performances getting better?" I mean, how do you say that with a straight face? And what team is he talking about? Is he talking about Barcelona in La Liga, or is he talking about I don't know, is he talking about Paris Saint-Germain in Ligue 1, or is he talking about Liverpool in the Premier League, or is he talking about I don't know, is he talking about Inter Milan? Who is he talking about? Because he can't be talking about Rangers, surely. Because, I mean, genuinely, if he thinks the levels are getting better and this team is getting better, then that's very, very worrying, because this team is not getting better. It is getting worse. And I'll be honest with you, if you're going to have a trading model, Phillipe, and guys, if you're going to have a trading model, one of the things you need to do is you need to bring players into the team. You need to improve them, because if you improve them, you'll get more money for them. And I'll be honest with you, he hasn't improved one single player. In fact, he's probably made the players a lot worse. But this quote, I genuinely looked at this quote and I genuinely nearly fainted, because it is just not in touch with reality. It does not represent what 99% of the fan base think. There is the 1% of happy clappers that will go along with whatever the manager says and think no matter what Rangers do, it's wonderful. Yay, and do the Morocco seal clap that they do. I know a couple of those fans. But look, I mean, if you honestly believe that, Phillipe Clement, you should seriously resign tomorrow, because you are proving that you are utterly clueless, genuinely clueless. I mean, Team selection. Let's face it. I was at work when this team came out. I'll admit that, and I was popping into the office, and a notification came up on my phone. So I had a look at it. I saw this team. I saw that cretin's face there, staring out at me with the captain's armband on, and I just went, "Fuck's sake, no! Seriously, just no." Y-O-Y-O does not spell you. It does actually, but Y-O-Y-O would you put James Tavernier back in the team? I don't understand it. Why, when you've taken him off after 67 minutes and the team has improved, and then you haven't played him on Thursday night and the team has looked better, more fluid, more able to do its job properly, etc., etc., do you put that absolutely useless waste of a jersey, waste of space back into the team? If I was Narasheo Cashinwirjo or I was Dujon Sterling, I'd seriously walk into Phillipe Clement tomorrow and say, please, Cashinwirjo would say, please send me back to Feyenoord. And if I was Dujon Sterling, I'd say, please just sell me. Because if you genuinely think that man in that picture, I'm not about Phillipe Clement, I'm talking about that absolute waste of a jersey, is more fit to start than Sterling or Cashinwirjo, then they might as well give up playing football. They genuinely might as well give up playing football. James Tavernier is a wage thief. James Tavernier is the worst right back in Scotland, yet he is getting picked again and again and again and again by a manager that has no clue what he is doing. I mean, I've got to say, when I saw that name with the captain's armband beside it, with that picture, I was absolutely raging. Absolutely raging. How he can pick that absolute cretin ahead of Dujon Sterling and Narasheo Cashinwirjo is absolutely beyond me. And look, I'll admit, in the past, yes, Tav has done well. Probably the European final was his last time of doing well. But I genuinely, and I hate to say this, and I hate feeling like this, but I absolutely hate James Tavernier with a passion at the moment. The man, he's not a man. If he was a man, he would go to Clement and say, leave me out. I cannot do this anymore. But he isn't. And to play him continually is just a disgrace. I don't understand it. The guy is fucking useless. Suter and Balogun, fair enough. I think I went for them in my team. Yefte, fair enough. Baron, Diamande, Raskin. I mean, on form, you would pick them guys. Tierney, Bayrami, Dessers, why? Why, God, why? I mean, the goal goes in off him today. It's luck rather than anything else. I mean, the guy was a man down for the rest of the game. He genuinely was. And to wait till 78 minutes to bring Danilo on, to give Danilo 12 minutes, I think is a joke. An absolute joke from the manager. And to bring Kieran Dowell on ahead of Yanis Hadji just makes absolutely zero sense as well. I didn't understand that substitution either. I didn't understand taking Conor Barron off. And he comes out with this crap of, oh, well, fans don't understand everything. And if he got injured, you wouldn't be booing and whatever. The international break is next week. Barron will not play for Scotland. He will not play, right? He will be pretty much get a bit of training and a bit of a rest next week. He isn't going to play. It's the international break for Phillipe Clement. If we were playing midweek in the Europa League against Manchester United or Tottenham, I would understand taking Barron off to give him a rest. But we're not playing. What are you doing? Why are you doing it? Why, when you are only 1-0 up against a poor Hearts team? And I'm sorry, I will not have that was a good Hearts team today. We made them look good. They were shocking today. They are 11th in the league, and we struggled to put them away. 11th. And we couldn't put them away. I mean, that's dire. We struggled against Hibs, who were 12th, bottom of the table, worst team in Scotland. We struggled against St Johnstone, who were 10th, or third worst team in Scotland. We couldn't put them away. And for him to stand there, or sit there, whatever he said that quite, I don't know if he was standing or sitting when he said it. I mean, whatever he did, he was talking shite. But, you know, to say what he says, it's just a joke. It is a joke. Like I said, the substitutions today made absolutely zero sense whatsoever. They just made no sense. They made absolutely no sense. I mean, I don't get it. I genuinely don't understand the substitutions. I mean, some of the stats that are knocking around at the moment are quite frightening. They really are. And it just kind of shows the poor nature of this football team, the genuinely poor nature of this football team. I mean, we scored 16 goals this season in the league. 6 of those were against Ross County. 6. Okay? So that means we've scored 10 goals in 10 games. 1 goal a game. 1 goal a game. Celtic have scored 31 goals in 11 games. 31. Okay, that's nearly 3 goals a game. 3 goals a game. Okay. Even Aberdeen have scored more goals than us, 24 goals in 11 games. Dundee United have scored 18 goals in this league this season, 2 more than we have. Motherwell, okay, only 15 goals. For St Mirren have scored 17 more than us. Dundee 18 more than us. Kilmarnock 15 less than us. Ross County 10. St Johnstone 16. Hearts 14. Hibs 11. So even St Johnstone, who are down in 10th, have scored the same number of goals as we have this season. I mean, that is just unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. And you watch the football and you genuinely just look at it and you despair with it. It isn't getting any better. It's getting worse, or it's staying the same. It's slow, it's predictable, it's boring, it's turgid. It's the same crap every single week domestically from Phillipe Clement. It makes no sense. It makes zero sense. Now, I know that Europe is people say, well, about the European performances, but as I've said, Europe is a different kettle of fish, It's a complete different kettle of fish. And perhaps his style suits Europe. I don't know. Maybe it does, but it doesn't suit domestic football. It doesn't suit Scottish football. It isn't working in Scotland. And to me, Clement's still got to go. And I mean, if the board had any comments, I mean, we haven't really got a board, but if we had a board, international break, sack him, get someone else in. But I suppose you can't sack someone on the back of a defeat, back of a victory. But I'll tell you this for free. On the 15th of December, we play Celtic in the cup final. If we play like we did today against Celtic, they will absolutely hand our asses to us on a plate. I'm talking 4-5-6-0. Seriously, that's how I feel. That's what I feel will honestly happen in that game. It was fucking dreadful yesterday. And for Phillipe Clement to sit and spout the same old rubbish again and again and again. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. If I was in that press conference, okay, I would challenge him more than the media do. I'd ask him more difficult questions. And if he kept just standing there or sitting there and coming out with the same turgid shit week in, week out, I would stand up and I would walk out. Because you watch him and it's like Inspector Clueless. It really is. Inspector Clueless. It really is. I mean, the Belgian Inspector Cluedo, or Cluelet, whatever he's called now, Cluso. Okay, he is genuinely that bad. Let's finish with a positive, shall we? Well, a kind of positive, negative kind of thing. Rangers fans, Rangers club, I've got to say huge, massive, massive respect to Rangers for that display today. Genuinely outstanding to remember those who served, to remember those who gave their lives for our freedoms today. We wouldn't have the freedoms that we have to make the podcast, to say what we want to say, to have the freedom of speech, the freedom of expression, to go to watch our favourite football team on a Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Monday, Wednesday, whenever it is, Thursday. If it wasn't for those people who gave their lives, who gave their service to our country. I've just got to say this, Celtic Football Club, your supporters are the biggest bunch of cretins on the face of planet Earth. To do what you did today at Kilmarnock, to boo, to sing are terrorists who murdered innocent people, to sing their songs on a day that remembers the people that gave you the freedom to do that, the freedom to go and have freedom of speech, the freedom to live, the freedom to do what you want to do in society today is a disgrace, an absolute disgrace. If the SFA they'll do nothing because it's Celtic, and Celtic get away with it. As Derek McInnes said quite rightly, it's whenever Celtic decides, Celtic get away with murder. And I've got to say, respect to Brendan Rodgers, he actually looked sick at that display from Celtic fans. But Celtic fans, you are the biggest bunch of cretinous morons on the face of this planet for what you did today. You should be thoroughly ashamed of yourselves. You are a disgrace to Scotland. You are a disgrace to Great Britain. You are a disgrace to your families. You are absolute disgusting, horrible, nasty individuals for what you did today. And I am physically sick at your actions. Those people gave their lives for you to give you freedom. And that's what you do. You sick, nasty, horrible people. But respect to Rangers for doing what they did, for truly remembering in the right way those people that were truly brave, that gave their lives that gave their tomorrows for our todays. Thank you for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation, guys. Sorry for that little rant, but they really pissed me off today. Thank you for watching. Please remember to smash that like, smash that sub. And remember always, we are the people.